All right. So this is entry number 5, I believe. I'm gonna lose count. I'm probably gonna say one number multiple times in a row because that's just how it goes. I'm gonna lose count. I don't really care about the numbering. The only reason why I have the numbering is so that I can actually keep count. That's weird. I don't know. Keep count just from a process point for process. I want to be as consistent and as I don't want to say professional, but as professional as possible when uploading these videos. So it is entry five. Entry five. It is May 21st, 2022. I'm gonna have to look at my calendar every single time to know what day it is because I don't. I guess that kind of goes to my first point is one thing that I've realized about myself that I don't know applies to other people. I'm hoping it does. I'm sure there's people that it applies to is that I live life in a single moment pretty much. So it's not like it's a continuation of a single moment that feels like eternity, right? It feels like time's infinite and it's just one instance opposed to time as a like a I don't want to say like a linear line, but like time as a line, like a timeline. Um so yeah, that's it and that's why I never know the dates. I never really know the time and to be honest, I can never distinguish between today, tomorrow and 5 years ago. I've been here in Texas for about 2 years and there are things that I've done in Texas that feels like they were yesterday and there's even things that I have done while I was a child that feels like it was yesterday, which is crazy. And then there's some things I feel like actually an eternity ago. I guess that's just how the memory works when you have a larger sample size of days and a larger sample size of time stored into your memory, which is probably why time feels so long when you're younger because 1 year is such a small time. I remember my summers when I was 8 years old. Each day felt like an eternity. Like it felt like the sun was up forever. And now sometimes days feel like they're super short, if that makes sense. Within what I'm trying to say as a continuation and in a single moment. Like I understand day and night and the distinction between the two, but like I never really think of time like separated from one another. Super weird, super weird. Um it's hard to explain. I'm just trying to get these thoughts out right now, uh, and hopefully someone can help me think more about it. If there's any reading about time and like the philosophy of time and not really from a technical point, from like a science point, I would love to read up on a lot of different theories and see if someone has the same sort of outlook. So pretty much I think time for myself and my perception of time when living is one focused moment, but I can distinguish between night and day, which are concepts of time because hours to those specific functions are like intrinsic properties. It's hard to say. They're constructs. Uh, so that's that. Let's talk about my day. My day was kind of whack. Uh, D Day. No, I would say it was a another C day. I don't know when I'm gonna get an A day. I really want an A day coming soon, but definitely a C day, and I'll tell you why it's a C day. I wanted to go play rugby today. So my ideal day, I'll walk you through my ideal day. I wake up at 7 a.m. I get my pre-workout meal in. I go to the gym. I get a nice pump in, which I did. And then right after that, I bike down to the Lakeline station where I live, take the light rail downtown, and then bike to the park where they play rugby every Saturday until like noon or 1 p.m. and get a nice little rugby workout in. I really want to be able to get my cardiovascular and anaerobic uh conditioning back up to a point where I can casually play rugby and have a good time. And I just want to get my skill work back up to where it was in college. And then after that, I wanted to order some groceries and then sit out by the pool and grill out with one of my friends who lives at the same apartment complex And then I wanted to play. I wanted to play some TFT, climb a little bit, and then go steady, and then come back and play some more video games or whatever my day would lead to. I'll tell you how my day actually went. Woke up at 10 a.m., went straight to the gym. Then I sat out by the pool for about a few hours, and then I studied Japanese. So my day wasn't bad. I'll tell you that. My day wasn't bad, but it wasn't perfect. And it was really far from the ideal version of the day that I wanted that would make me feel like I was living up to my full potential. There's a saying that I like to live by, and I hardly live by it, but I know it's something that could try to keep me grounded, and it is live today as the person you want to be in 5 years. And I'm failing at that. And that sucks. It sucks. But one of these days, we will hit the nail on the head. And once we hit the nail on the head, crack, no crack, crack, no crack. We will have the fucking cylinders, pistons, whatever they're called, whatever the locomotive is in a car to propel us forward. Cheers. Drinking some coffee at 9:08 p.m. In we go. So that was my day today. I don't know how you guys feel about water and pools and lakes and oceans and getting into that body of water, but I'm not a fan of it. And I'll tell you why. People are like, oh my gosh, it's a good way to cool yourself off. It's so refreshing on a hot summer day. It was 96 degrees today. I was laying out sweating, right? Getting a nice sun-baked coat of melanin all over my body. And I was loving it. And I love the heat. I love the way it feels. I hit the sauna after my workout in 180 degrees. I know I've mentioned that. And I love the way it feels to just be baking in the sun while sweating. I don't care about being refreshed in water because I don't see it as a way to be refreshed. To be honest, I feel it as a way to like throw me off of the pleasures I enjoy, which is, I'm not going to say it's agony, but it's heat. I love the pleasures of heat and the sensation I get from heat. So I don't really like going in bodies of water. I also don't like going in bodies of water because I hate the process of wearing wet clothes. There's no worse feeling than having wet clothes. And if you're like, oh, you can get over that. I don't know why that's so weird. How about you take a shower with some shorts on and scrub yourself with some soap and you come to me and you tell me how that feels. Maybe that's not a good analogy, but that's how I feel when I get out of a body of water, regardless if I'm swimming or just soaking in it or for the refreshment feel, right? Don't get me wrong. After you sit in a body of water for 30 seconds, submerge your whole body into get your body temperature acclimated to the temperature difference between outside your body and the water, it does feel good. And you get used to it. But no, wet clothes sucks. I hate wet clothes the most. I hate it. It does not feel good. It's heavy. And you can be like, oh, just sit out in the sun and it'll dry you off. Yeah, but I don't like the process of drying off. I just don't. I'd rather just not have to dry off. It's weird. It's weird. Like when I sit in the sauna, my whole body starts sweating and my shorts are wet. Disgusting. I don't like it. It feels heavy. It feels baggy. When I wear clothes, I want wearing clothes to be like breathing, which is, you don't know that it's happening until you're conscious of it, but you're hardly ever conscious that you're breathing. Right? Now that I know I'm breathing and I'm a little freaked out, shout out to the pons in the brain, which are the part of your brain that makes you realize that you're not breathing and it puts your breathing on autopilot. Love you. But now I know that I'm breathing and I hate it. It's probably just, I don't know. There's nothing in my head. But yeah, today I jumped in the water and immediately I hated it. Well, not immediately I hated it. I was like, okay, I can see why people do this. But then when I got out, I hated it. And then the sun got covered up by clouds and I was like, no shot, I'm staying wet. And I stayed wet. Well, I dried off after about an hour. And that's that. So tomorrow I'm getting a haircut, guys. I'm super excited. Tomorrow I might be getting my ears pierced, and you'll hear more about that if it happens. And if it doesn't, just know we're gonna have a C plus day, C day, if we don't hit every other nail on the head. Tomorrow I do want to wake up around 9 a.m., 8 a.m., get straight to the gym. We'll walk. I have to do my walk and then get straight to the gym. And then I want to go get my hair cut. I want to be at the barber shop at 11 a.m. I don't know whether or not I'm going to Uber there or bike there. Preferably bike there, depending on what the temperature is like. If it's around 75, 83 degrees in between that temperature range, then I'll bike. And if it's pushing closer to 90, I don't want to be too sweaty in the barber shop. So I'll probably rinse off, then catch an Uber there. Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to spend that type of money just to get a haircut. So probably not. And that's about it. So we're going to look different tomorrow, hopefully. So yesterday on my entry, I talked about having a very active day. We didn't have a very active day today. We had a very relaxing day. So today I was at the typical coffee shop that I go to study Japanese, and some people walked in, and some chick looked super familiar. And I was like, oh, fuck, why does she look so familiar? And then I stared at her for a bit, and then she saw me lock eyes with her, and I was like, no fucking shot, bro. There's no shot. I just got caught staring at somebody because I have a staring issue. But the reason why I was staring at them is because I've seen this person on Twitch.tv. I interviewed them on a show on Twitch.tv, and I've watched her stream a couple of times on Twitch.tv. And it made me wonder, when we locked eyes, did she know who I was? But I'm going to assume no, because generally when you know somebody or you've seen someone, then you kind of say, hey, what's up? Like if you've had some sort of interaction with substance, and we did, but it was over a year ago. So I don't think she remembered who I was. But my pea brain, I'm not remembered who she was. Also because I've watched her stream a couple of times. And that's about it, man. And it was just weird because I was like, it made me wonder how often people remember who you are. And now we have another point. So I met this guy at a party. We've talked on Twitter, and we talked about playing TFT together, right? And this is no shade on him because I do the same thing to people. And he sees me yesterday at karaoke, and he goes, hey man, what's your name? And I go, Ziggy. And he goes, Ziggy? And I'm like, oh, fuck. It's been about a week and a half and he does not remember me. But, I'm not holding that against them because I understand. We all do it. And I might not be the most impressionable guy. And, it's like, yeah, we've talked on Twitter. Yeah, we've talked about playing TFT together after the party about 4 or 5 days ago. But, he may not have remembered who I was because my Twitter profile is an anime character. And then he was like, wait, Ziggy? I know you, bro. What the fuck? We're supposed to play TFT. And I was like, and he was about to say, oh, he walked away, hand on his head. I'm like, bro, dude, listen. It's all right, bro. I understand. Don't feel bad or anything. I'm a forgettable person, I don't have that charismatic energy. And on top of that, I hold no relevance to your life for you to remember me, right? Imagine if I was Johnny Depp and he met me at that party. He would remember me in a second. Or not Johnny Depp. Let's just say I'm some celebrity and I'm talking to him about my career, or some C-list celebrity, or how I'm famous, or not famous, but just what I do, and if it's interesting to him. I literally don't have an interesting life, so there's nothing about me that you should remember. And I'm fine with that. I'm really fine with that. I told you, I'm a cog in the corporate machine, and that's okay. So that's about it, man. That's about it. So it's just interesting to think about whether or not people have a memory to recall when they see somebody. And I think most people do, most people don't unless you have something interesting about you. Do you think, should I run an experiment where I wear something very ostentatious and catches the person's like memory to see catches the person's attention to see whether or not they remember me. So what if I had just like a streak of I feel like a single color streak in your hair makes you memorable, right? I feel like if you have a I would even say colored hair makes you memorable, but I don't want to do that. Huh. I don't know. I wanna try this out and then I want to meet people. And then I want to meet people. But here's the problem. I am so fluid with my appearance that I probably wouldn't look the same the next time they would meet me. I love karaoke. I'm not a big karaoke singer because I'm the type of person, if I'm going to sing a song, I want to make sure I sing it well, like within my ability to sing, if that makes sense. So some people have God-given tone, but and some people don't, and some people have mediocre tone. They're like background singers, and that's fine. We all have our place in the singing hierarchy, but I can't sing whatsoever. I also think I'm tone deaf, and I just can't sing well. There's a difference. Everybody can sing well, but not everybody has a God given voice. I can't even sing well because I've never practiced. I was never in choir, and I don't want to get up on stage and sound like a babbling idiot. It'd be one thing if I just like didn't have a good voice and could hit notes perfectly or near perfect, but I can't even do that. So I'm one of the people that watches my friends go up on stage and I live vicariously through them and I just sing in the background. I'm a background singer. I can't really call it singing since I'm not good at singing. It's more like yelling. I'm just screaming. I'm just screaming. But it was awesome. The karaoke last night was so cool. It was like a dive bar feeling. And my favorite part about that karaoke place is that people didn't conform to singing just like mainstream songs or mainstream pop songs or songs that you would consider to be karaoke songs. Karaoke. 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 I wonder how you pronounce that in Japanese. Karaoke. 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 Um, yeah. So, and it was awesome. And everyone who was there just flowed with the energy. And I think that's what makes a good karaoke spot. Like the ideal karaoke spot for me is that everybody sings the song that they're fixated on in that moment, whether it's death metal, whether it's like Chinese music, whether it's gospel, opera, top 100, rock and roll from the 60s. And everybody there is just listening to the music, whether you're a good singer or a bad singer. And that place had that essence. I just think there wasn't enough diversity of music enthusiasts. There wasn't, as a whole, and the environment wasn't an eclectic music library. Uh, and that's fine. So, like, if I went and that is probably my job to do. I just got a text. And I'm about to go to a s'mores bar tonight, guys. It's a bar where you make s'mores and you drink drinks. That sounds awesome. And then we're going to go out dancing afterwards. I don't know what I'm going to wear again. To be honest, I can't wear this t-shirt. I want to wear a tank top, but the Domain, they're a little uppity. So I'll probably wear some gray shorts, like some like professional, like some golfing gray shorts. You know what I mean? They're kind of like khakis, but gray. Some like business casual. I wish I had boat shoes. Not gonna lie, I would wear some boat shoes tonight, no socks, and then like a polo. But I'll probably end up wearing a polo tonight. I have a green polo that I'll wear, and then I'll probably wear my tan shoes. I'm gonna sweat through my green polo, but that's fine because I don't care. I just don't care. I'm not looking to find anybody tonight, and yeah, I'm just out there trying to hang out with my friends and have a good time. Hopefully, I can get to bed around 1 a.m. I'll probably leave early if I get to bed around 1 a.m. And then at 1 a.m., I'll get about 8 hours of sleep, 7 hours of sleep, and start my day. I'll probably watch a little bit of Tyler One, and that's that. But yeah, and then I'm gonna go out dancing tonight, at the area near me. Uh, I'm a call. He's supposed to be drinking. Interesting. Hmm. You know what I really want, and I'm gonna look at myself right now in my OBS because I'm sorry, I'm not gonna look at you. I want a more chiseled jawline. Should I get plastic surgery? Like, imagine if I had that little, you know what I'm saying, a little jaw popping out. We'll see. My body fat percentage is still really high, so we'll see how my face ends up looking a little bit uh, later on when we slim down a little bit more. But the fitness progress is going well, kind of. I've kind of halted over the last 3 weeks, but we're gonna start supercharging and turn on the turbo for me, bro. There's nothing better that I can finally see my veins again. I like squeeze my like this, like look at that. Oh man, you would have talked to me 4 months ago, you would have never seen this. Never would have seen this on me. It looks great, man. And I know I'm not that lean, but like, yeah, 4 months ago, you couldn't even see the subtle separation between my bicep, my tricep, and then the inside of my arm there. Still a little chubby, but that's fine. It's hot in my apartment. It's about 78. That's why you're probably like, why is this dude glistening or has this shimmer to him? No, it's not because I'm beautiful or I'm handsome. It's because my apartment's probably 78 degrees right now. And that's because I had my air conditioning at 70 for the past week because my buddy was staying with me. And you know what? I'll tell you how much that cost me throughout the month, to be honest. I don't think it cost me that much. Let me check this out real quick, man. I don't think it cost me about $60. That's not bad. That's really not that bad, is it? I don't think so. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's not bad. $60 for having my air on? Oh, no, it was only a week, though. I was thinking if I did that for a month, that's fucking bad. That's expensive. Yeah, so usually what I do is I keep all the lights off in my apartment and then I keep the heat off until I'm at the air off until like, keep the air off until, what? Until probably like 8 p.m. And then from like 8 until 8, it's on. So for 12 hours, it's kind of long. But it was on for literally a week straight at 70. And usually after a month, it's my electricity is about 40, which isn't too bad, I would say, especially since I keep all my lights off. I need to get better at unplugging everything, but I'm an energy whore, so blame me. Yeah. I was talking to this one guy yesterday, and people call me a troll, and that's fine, but I don't consider it trolling. I just consider it me acting. I'm always in scene and I'm always in character, and I want to see if people can roll with the punches. And 99% of the people can't because no one behaves the way I behave, and that's fine. It's like I'm always doing improv, always doing fucking stand up, and I'm just trying to stay snappy, you know? Like right there, I was in character. I was like possessed by this entity that wasn't myself. Like I feel like I'm a vessel of personality and my personality just keeps changing. It's like if I'm an antenna that's trying to get a signal to a radio station and that radio station just plays personalities. Like my shit's going from FM, AM. I don't know what any of that means. I might be wrong. And it's just going to like 105.9, 62, 83.6, shit like that. And that's about it. Oh man. Going to change the topic about my friend. He subscribed to this channel. I don't know how. I don't know why. I had no clue that he was. And he was playing my last entry on his stream. And I just did not like that whatsoever. I'm going to be honest. I just didn't because I have a certain personality on his channel where I like to play the villain. So makes a reaction so he can react off of that, or like he gets triggered off of that, and then it creates some sort of, narrative. And the people in his community think I'm like this, like really toxic, evil human, which there's a little bit of that in me, but it's a character and I fucking get embodied by that character every time when I start typing. Because I'm not like that in most people's chat. Actually, I'm like that in nobody's chat but his, because he understands my true character. But then he goes and plays this last entry number 4, titled May 2022. Was not titled that, but that was the day it was put on the air. And now these people are learning who I am, and they're getting a little bit more of some sort of perspective of like how I think and how I behave. And I don't like that, because then it breaks the immersion of who I am in his stream. It sucks. I mean, I really appreciate him for even just watching it, because to me, that's just support, man. He's the homie. He had some good videos. Shout out to my boy Squala Plus. We'll probably switch to Squala Plus Amity on YouTube. And it's just Squala on Twitch, man. I love his content. Squala on Spotify. Love his music. All of the shit that he creates is woven from a perspective that isn't exactly like mine, but it's similar in texture, if that makes sense. Going on perspective, I've been thinking a lot about it, and how perspective is like a quilt. It's like a woven quilt, right? It's like a woven quilt. And the quilt, each box, it doesn't matter what the dimension of the box is. It doesn't matter what the measurements of the box is, because each square is going to have a different size, because each perspective only has a certain number of volume attributed to it, volume being the amount of people tapped into said perspective. So imagine this quilt on a single plane, right? Like imagine it just on a plane, a 2D plane, right? And each square is a perspective, but it spans infinitely, right? But then you take a cross section of said quilt, and and when you look at the cross section of the quilt, let's just pretend we're working in 3D, or an infinite amount of variables on like axes, infinite amount of axes. And when you take a cross section, because I don't think you can take a cross section of a 2D plane. Correct me if I'm wrong. And you look at the cross section. Let's say you take a 1x1 box of it, and it's like a cube, and you're like, oh shit, like what is this cube made of? And you expand it and you look at it, right? And it is every other perspective in the quilt, right? So then you realize that like each square of the quilt is actually like a cube. It's and it's all the same within itself. Like it's intertwined together. So like everybody's perspectives interact with each other, but not everybody has the same perspective, because it's distinct from one another, but at the same time it is the same. And there's different volumes, right? There's just different magnitudes of each perspective on a single square. It's crazy. Like each square has an infinite amount of variables of perspectives, but it's just what the coefficients in front of those variables are that gives it its own property as a square on the quilt, which spans infinitely, right? Like perspective is so crazy that we all have a different perspective. And I think I came to this realization when I was like 14, that the way I see black is different than the way other people see black, or the way I see an object in space is completely different. Like sometimes when I am like peeing, or if I'm like making food and I focus hard enough, I'm like, holy shit, I'm high. Like I have the perspective of what it means to be baked. Like, and it's weird, because sometimes when I get high, I can look at this mouse in space, and I can just see the mouse for what it is, and I can feel the space around it, if that makes sense. I can't like physically feel the space, but I can feel like the depth in front of it, on the right, on the left, and behind it, and how this rests within that emptiness. It's kind of fucking crazy. And then, yeah, it's just stuff like that, man. But I think I have to go now, guys. I have to FaceTime this guy. I'm getting a call, and we're gonna end today. Today is May 21st, 2022, and I'm signing off.